Hey everybody. Welcome to what are we in week 4, I think already. It is almost over. So hopefully you've enjoyed the course. Hopefully you've learned something from it so far. So we finished week 1 right way back then. We finished module A, we finished module B, we finished module C and module D. Both of which I'm a little behind on grading module C, so don't think I didn't give you a grade or anything. I just am a little behind. So that is my next task, is to grade I think it was the podcast questions from module C. So I will get to those. Don't worry yet if you are not, or that you are not seeing a grade. And you submitted module D on Friday, and then now we are in, so 1, 2, 3, week 4. We have module E due on Tuesday, and we have module F due on Friday. Then next week, excuse me, we have module G and then the final exam. I will send out an announcement when the final exam is posted, and it should be in the next few days or so. Make sure you finish every assignment for module E, F, and G before you can attempt the final exam. Okay, so you'll need to do your 2 assignments for module E, your 2 assignments for module F, your 2 assignments for module G, and then you can access the final once it is open, okay? Because I know some of you have already worked all the way through module G, and like I said, I will get that final posted as soon as possible. The quizzes for chapters 11, 12, 13, and 14, the optional quizzes, remember, they are really giving me a difficult time, and I'm not sure why I'm having so many issues with them. So I know there's only a few of you taking the quizzes, optionally, no points. Again, remember, don't want anybody to start freaking out saying, oh my gosh, I haven't been taking the quizzes. No, 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 no. You don't have to. But so for those of you who are taking it, I might just post them as Word documents on Blackboard. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this yet or not. Just post them on Word documents, so you can't take it, in quotes on Blackboard. You would just have to write your answers down or something like that. And then I would post the answers as well. So again, if I do post those, the optional quizzes for chapters 11, 12, 13, and 14, I will send out an announcement for that. And I will also send out an announcement of when the final exam is ready. Okay, so let's talk about modules E and F, and we're fingers crossed over here that everything works, technologically speaking, because we all know my dilemmas last week. So I already opened my Flipgrid post, so hopefully we'll be able to just go boom, boom. All right, so there's our calendar. All right, so we are up to module E, which is chapters 9 and 10. So again, you click on here. This is due Tuesday, June 22nd by 11:59. Chapter 9, has, excuse me, PowerPoint with sound, optional quiz, again, if you so choose to take that, which you do not have to. And chapter 10 has the same thing. Then our assignments for module E, due Tuesday, June 22nd, again, as I just mentioned, by 11:59. So I have a kid who, or brief case study. Y'all are doing a nice job on those so far. And I really do hope that you are finding those relevant. I know they seem like they might be silly little assignments, but I think some of them, especially, depending on your age, the age you want to teach, or the subject or the content area, I really think they're relevant and kind of real world situations that you might find yourself dealing with, as you continue teaching. I know some of you are out there teaching now, or as you get into your own classroom. So they really are, hopefully you treat them as that you're getting something out of those assignments, not just, oh, they're just busy work. That's not my intention at all. All right, and then, so that's your first assignment for Module E, and then your second one, you're going to answer one of the discussion questions in a Flipgrid post. So when you click here, and I'm going to fingers crossed, I already opened it, but we're going to fingers crossed and see what happens. There we go. So for me, it takes me right to Module E. Remember, you will need to sign in. I think it's the blue, the g.fmarion.edu, right? So you sign in that way. It'll take you right here to the Module E assignment. Okay, so you're going to choose one. I'm giving you 2 questions right here. You're going to choose one. 7 of you have already responded. So good job to you, 7. I haven't looked to see who you are, but if you are not one of those 7, don't forget about this assignment. Okay, so the first option is, how did the demands at the secondary level differ for students than when they were in elementary school. And I really mean students with disabilities. Sorry, I did not say that. But hopefully if you answered this question, you kind of just got what I meant. So students, both of them actually. So students in general, how are the demands different at the secondary level? And you can do anything, 7 through 12, middle, I know in New York State, middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then high school is 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Here, I know some of there's intermediate schools, which are 5th and 6th. There's 7th and 8th. There's a 9th grade academy. There's this, there's that. So whatever secondary means to you above 5th grade, okay? And you don't have to go grade level by grade level. Not at all. I'm not saying you have to say like, oh, in 7th grade, they have to, in 8th grade. No. Just looking at secondary as a whole. And then what about those students with disabilities? How did the demands differ for them when they're in secondary than when they're in elementary school? Okay, and then your other option, so that's option 1. Your other option is option 2, and chapter 10 deals with a lot of special ed law, so I thought this question was appropriate. Why was the board versus Board of Education of Topeka, I don't know why I had trouble saying that, important to people with disabilities? So if you kind of think about, this law, Brown v. Board of Ed, how did that start to pave the way for individuals with disabilities? And notice I said start. It did help, yes, but we are definitely still paving the way for individuals with disabilities. So think about that. Choose one of these options. Okay, how did the demands at the secondary level differ for students, kind of in parentheses, with disabilities, than when they were in elementary school? And option 2, why was the Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka important to people with disabilities? And remember, you'll just click on record a response and you will record your response here in Flipgrid. Okay, so that those are your assignments for Module E. I have a kid who, and answer one of the questions in a Flipgrid post. And then Module F, which is due Friday, June 25th. Oh, almost the end of June. I don't know. June went very quickly, in my opinion. Okay, Module F, so you have Chapter 11, Chapter 12. Again, the optional quizzes are not here yet. So you'll have PowerPoint with sound. Again, choose which one you want. You can just look through the PowerPoint, or you could do the PowerPoint with sound. Chapter 12 happens to have 2 parts just because I think this was the one I felt really rushed at the end of part 1, so I went ahead and did a few more minutes in a part 2. And then your assignments, and these are due Friday, June 25th by 11:59, so the end of the week. Again, choose one. I have a kid who, or a brief case study. Again, you know how to do those by now. I'm not going to spend time on those. And then the other one, you're going to choose one of these. Your textbook calls them web quests. Okay, so if you've been to Disney or Great Wolf Lodge, it's like the Magic Quest or the Harry Potter quest at Universal or something like that. Just not quite as much fun. So you're going to choose one of the web quests, okay? So, and I just kind of titled them Chapter 11 web quest or Chapter 12 web quest. And again, remember, you will complete it as a Word document, and then you will click here to submit, right? You click on that little Module F. So let's just look. Chapter 11 is... Okay, so this is, and again, I named it up here, Chapter 11 web quest assignment. So your directions, each student is to search to find at least 3 apps that are appropriate for building listening and speaking skills, because that's what Chapter 11 is about. Students, that's you, must describe the apps and provide a 5-sentence summary of each of the apps. So you will end up with at least 15 sentences, right? 5 sentences for app 1, 5 sentences for app 2, 5 sentences for app 3. And don't forget to tell me the name of the app, right? So, and I think I even put down here, I gave you some space to answer, but you could put, number 1, here's the name of it, and then tell me your 5 sentences. Number 2, here's the name of it, tell me your 5 sentences, okay? Just make sure you're clear, and link the app if you can, right? Some of them you can link, some of them you can't. So if you can, so I can check out the apps. And that's also for my knowledge too. Those of you who took 763 and 764 with me in the spring, we did that math websites or math apps assignment. And I think I already mentioned this, I learned about like 45, 50 new apps and new websites. So it's really interesting for me to look at these assignments because, I've been out of the K-12 classroom for, since like 2009, I think is when I left to get my PhD. So you all are much more, on top of apps and everything, and also probably younger than I am. So, y'all are much more hip with apps. All right. So, and here's the rubric. Okay. So you're going to come up with 3 apps. You're going to provide a description of the app, pros and cons, stuff like that. All right. So here's the rubric for that web quest, and that is again chapter 11. Okay, let me get out of this one. And then hold on. That's my formatting issue, y'all, for the quizzes. All right, and then chapter 12, the option is, I do hope I entertain y'all, by the way, with my technological struggles. My computers are interesting. I have one Mac and one Dell, both from Francis Marion, and the Mac is what I'm recording on now, but it was very difficult to get Screencast-O-Matic on here, so I always use my Dell, and then it tells me there's like 11 updates that I need, and so I did it, and it's still taking forever, so I just gave up on the Dell. Anyway, so back to chapter 12. So this one, you're going to review the What Works Clearinghouse website, which is located right here, and choose, because that was very nice to me, and choose a reading program that is included in the research summary. Review the program for effectiveness in word recognition, comprehension, and fluency, and summarize the results you found. Submit your review and summary below the scoring rubric. So here, this website, fingers crossed every time that I try to take you to somewhere external. Ooh, look at that. All right, so this is the IES What Works Clearinghouse, and IES is, Institute of Educational Sciences, Educational Studies. I know that, and I am drawing a blank as to what it is right now. It's a government, thing that tries to find, what is IES? That's a fabulous question, y'all. But here's a whole bunch of other links down there about IES. Okay, so anyway, you're going to come to this page, and these are all these reading programs. Okay, so we filtered by literacy. You can filter by other ways too. So I think if you click on literacy, oh, nope, that's a lie. There's another way to filter. Oh, okay. So you could also filter, let's see, somehow I did it filtering by children and youth with disabilities. So you can kind of play around, look at some of and some of you might say, oh, I do read 180. I'm going to talk about that one. Oh, I've used Reading Recovery before, which I actually did years ago. Oh, I've used Success for All. I'm going to talk about that one. Oh, I've used Aerobics, whatever. Oh yeah, more filters. So I think if you do children and youth with disabilities and literacy, it will, which you do not have to add this children and youth with disabilities. That's just, you can't. You must filter by literacy. But if you want to add children and youth, and if you want to go even further, maybe try early childhood. If you know you're an early childhood person, look, there's 6 right there. So you don't have to do these extra filters, okay? So it'll take you right to the literacy page. Let me get rid of early childhood. Maybe, just kidding. Okay, so it'll take you to a page that looks like this. All right, so you're going to choose any of these programs. Only choose programs that have this little icon. Okay, I don't think this one, let's see. One moment. Yeah. Anything without that little icon, so like Teach for America, let's say, it doesn't demonstrate any evidence of its effectiveness, which is really what I want you to become familiar with. Okay, so let me see if I can go back to, nope, of course I'm not going to get the right one. There we go. Okay, so the web quest for chapter 12 is what I just showed you, right? And again, you can, if you want, to filter with children and youth with disabilities. You could filter early childhood. You could filter secondary, whatever works for you. And you will review the program and describe the effectiveness of that particular program. Make sure you tell me the program in word recognition, comprehension, and fluency. Okay, and then just give me a summary. All right, so again, name and review a program from What Works Clearinghouse. Make sure you tell me the name of the program. Read 180. Here's my summary. Okay, here's my review of it, and here's my summary. So you want to try to, take a few minutes and find a program that might be relevant to you. If you know you're going to, if you know you're going to teach in early childhood, you might want to do that filter. If you know you're not going to teach in early childhood, well, don't do that filter, and obviously nobody really knows where you're going to end up. Oh my gracious day in the morning. Neither do I, apparently, on Blackboard. But so find a program that is relevant to you in the area of reading. All right, so again, Module E is due June 22nd. That's Tuesday. Module F is due Friday, June 25th. And I will work on getting the final exam posted and let you all know when that happens. And I'll be back next weekend with a review for Module G and about the final exam. All right, have a great week and happy Father's Day to any of you out there who identify as fathers. Treat yourselves and have a great day.